What did Gensler say the other day, that he trusts the Oracle database more than the blockchain
the thing that
distributed ledger? But that was bizarre, wasn't it?
Well, I mean, the blockchain is just one big piece of software, but, I would trust the proof of work concept that you now, instead of having 5 people manage an Oracle database, you have a consensus mechanism, and that's
right,
what's
exactly.
So, but Tom, here's the flip side of that, and you've heard it from the Jamie Dimons of the world, maybe even Elizabeth Warrens and others who say, despite what you said about sort of how good the blockchain is to be able to find where things are, it is the medium of choice for ransomware. I mean, just you go through the list of sort of terrible illegal behavior. People in that world seem to love Bitcoin. What does that say about this?
Well, pirates were the first people that liked gold, so we knew gold was a good store of value. But I think equally important, the dollar is used in more illicit activity.
99.
I know we talked about that. Obviously,
99.9.
And Joe's made that point before, but you don't. So you ascribe nothing to the idea that Bitcoin is a beloved currency for those who are trying to do nefarious things.
Well, here's a way to think of it. Criminals don't trust anybody, but they trust Bitcoin. And so if you want to say what is a trusted asset, it's really what would be the least trustworthy.
This is like saying you follow the technology that starts with PORN, right?
No, I think
because that's.
I think it's like
right. I remember like videotapes and this.
It's like blaming the object for itself for the nefarious behavior when it's the humans that are using that. I mean, can you imagine the world of pain management without strong pain medicine? What happens when you abuse the pain medicine? But can you imagine it with it depends. And I've even used you take a car or a truck.
No, of course, but some have more utility. No, but this is the difference, and I will take Gary Gensler's side on this particular description of the situation.
Yeah,
a car has immense value to society, economic value to society. There's a utility case.
But why doesn't it resonate with you?
You could argue that a strong Tylenol actually has a
but in the history of the world,
utility.
In the history of the world,
right?
If 99% of the nefarious activities were using dollars, why don't you have the same negative viewpoint towards a dollar?
Because it has a great utility in the same way the car has a great utility.
Well, because you don't appreciate the utility of Bitcoin doesn't mean that other people don't appreciate it.
The only people right now that appreciate
No, that's not true. That's not true. I don't appreciate it because I'm using it for ransomware. I appreciate it because it's a store of value. I don't appreciate
it. Store of value or
it's a store of value, not speculative.
That goes up. If it was store of value, it would stay one price.
No. Like gold was $300 not too long ago. It's now $2,000. It doesn't stay at the same price. It goes up as you print more money.
It's more of a speculative investment.
No, I don't think that's. I don't think that's like Michael Saylor and others.
It's turned out to be a great investment for those who are investing in it. I'm not saying it's a bad investment. I'm just saying long term, if we're all sitting on this table,
Tom,
10 or 20 years from now,
explain how it's sound money. It's sound money.
I understand. It's not that I don't understand conceptually what's going on.
Why do you say that it has no use then, other than nefarious uses?
No. I think the use case is as a speculative tool, as a way potentially even to hedge against other things if you think that it's correlated or non-correlated to other things. That is the use case. That's the utility.
The young global shapers.
Yeah.
That's really been the transformation. I mean, I'm a young global leader.
Right.
So are you.
Yep.
I'm a young global leader.
Right.
So are you.
Yep.
When I mention our names like Mrs. Merkel, even Vladimir Putin and so on, they all have been young global leaders of the World Economic Forum.
Welcome to the Cryptoteacher. And I come back with that video just to make you think.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And make sure you're joining the Patrons. If you're not a part of the Patrons, make sure you're hitting the Cash App. And we had the CNBC host play the Hegelian dialectic perfectly. If I'm watching this show and I wasn't conscious and I had no clue about the Fourth Industrial Revolution, I would definitely be confused. But they were playing the Hegelian dialectic with a straight face, And we had Tom Lee just watching. We know Andrew is a global leader. Had a nerve to say if it's a store of value, it stays at one price. Yes, guys, you heard that correct. And then said it's just for criminals or speculation. And we've heard that plenty of times, but we know for a fact Andrew knows all about the fourth industrial revolution. The robots, algorithms, and drones are coming because he's been hosting Davos for almost 10 years. And he used to promote his bag of Ethereum Classic. Never forget it. And remember, the Cryptoteacher told you. And then, guys, we have the FBI and Homeland Security investigating AT&T's outage. But, guys, we know for a fact AT&T knows what happened. Remember, the NWO are the master magicians. And then we have Biden's executive order on cybersecurity at the ports. Guys, are you noticing something? They're creating a boogeyman right around the corner, but we really know who the boogeyman is. And we know that crisis is definitely coming, so therefore they can build this fourth industrial revolution. And they have to have a big enough distraction. It's going to be something you never thought about. And remember, guys, your life is an illusion and TV is your reality. Now we have a robot landing on the moon. And never forget Operation Paperclip. Von Braun and Disney had their hands all over NASA. And I go into more detail in the new book. But those who understand know it is biblical. And then also, if you read the tombstone of Von Braun, you get the truth. And remember, the Cryptoteacher gives you the truth. Nothing but the truth. Yes, the truth hurts, but it sets you free. And because I give you the truth, you hate me, but that's okay. Remember, I'm just a watchman on the wall. And never forget, my people perish from the lack of knowledge because they reject it. Not because it's not there, because they reject it. Because all the knowledge, guys, we have right at our fingertips because of all the technology. And that's why the NWO has to speed things up before the sheep wake up. And they're going to keep the sheep distracted on things that don't matter. So by the time they wake up, they'll be in the metaverse, getting that free money. But little do they know, that money is going to be programmed. We'll tell them what, when, when, and how to buy. And they have 3 to 6 months to spend it or poof, it's gone. And we know blockchain gives the NWO the all-seeing eye. And remember, the Cryptoteacher told you. Because he knows. When it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
The FBI and Department of Homeland Security are investigating the cause of a massive nationwide cell phone outage. Officials are working to determine if the service disruption is the result of a cyber attack, a hack, or simply a technical malfunction.
Well, there's a lot of concerns because of the complexity of the operations, the complexity of the technology. In fact, a lot of people may not realize this. Many of the ship-to-port cranes are actually built in China, not in the United States, and not in other nations that build these types of cranes. And so there's a lot of concerns about remote access, remote control, and whether or not there could be, if there's some type of a future escalation of conflict between us and China, some type of disruption of operations.
Has there been anything that we've identified genuinely to suggest that that the Chinese government has the ability to hack into or has built trapdoors, if you will, into some of these cranes and other technology that's at the ports?
Yeah, I appreciate you asking this question. We do know that a Japanese port did have issues. What we also do know is that the FBI has done a very thoughtful research report and a report out by FBI Director Christopher Wray talking about sort of the near and present dangers. Obviously, what's known about sort of the Chinese capabilities here are not going to be shared with the general public because we don't want to tip our hand to other cyber criminal groups who want to, conduct mayhem on our port operations. But if FBI Christopher Wray, Director Wray, says that there's an issue, I'm going to listen to him.
Without a doubt, as our equipment is on the surface of the moon, and we are transmitting. So, congratulations, IM team. We'll see how much more we can get from that.
from our mission director,
MD
Dr.
Prime
Tim
on,
Crane,
Pinewood.
and over
Go
to
for
our
Prime.
CEO, Steve Altus.
Yeah, if I could just pass on a few words to the entire team in Intuitive Machines and Superbab, and here in the Mission Control. What an outstanding effort! I know this was a nail biter, but we are on the surface, and we are transmitting. And welcome to the moon.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result,